Hello everybody. I know. Should I try ring light in zigam to tomarag, but it's not gonna make sense because should I buy those tiny ring lights? But من يهال برهان يسطال. You know what I mean? So many things to think about. But anyways, welcome. Subscribe, comment, like. And today we're back in the kitchen. We're going to make shiro and timatim kurta because, like I said, this is not me showing you how to make food, okay? This is just us hanging out in the kitchen. Okay. So መቼም ሽሮ እንዴት እንደሚሰራ ማያቅ ሰው አለ ብዬ አላስብም because it's like, you know, very basic. I feel like ማንም ሰው ምግብ መስራት ሲማር መጀመሪያ የሚማረው ሽሮ መስራት ነው. But a lot of people are like, we don't like shiro. የሆነ ቪዲዮ ያየሁ ነበረ ቲክቶክ ላይ. This guy was like, አቧራው የሽንኩርቱ እንትን አለ. This guy was like, አቤት ዛሬም ሽሮ ነው ምናምን. And I'm like, sir, if you, I mean, as the man of the house, how do I always make this about እንትን? But like, I mean, ስጋ ገዝተሃል? You know what I mean? ነው ጾም ከሆነ to be fair, ምስር ገዝተሃል? I don't like making ምስር. I'm not good at it, so I don't like it. I think I've said this before. And then we will make misr together when I have more time and I don't have to like go to work after I make the food. But yeah, misr is not my vibe. I'm not good at it. That's not, yeah. Anyways, how's it going, guys? You know what I want to talk about, but I really feel like, why should I? Because what's the point? But I can't help myself because, you know. I don't know, but TikTok there was this, it's not even a trend, it was just one video with a question. And the question was, what would you do if ምንም ህግ ባይኖር ለ24 ሰዓት ምን ታረጉ ነበረ? Was the question. And as you might, so like the Purge, basically. I mean, like, you know, you've seen the film, the Purge. That's what it was. So a bunch of men were in the comments saying, I don't know ምን ያህል ወንድ እንደሆነ አልዋሻችሁም ያን ያህል ሙሉን አበጥሬ አላየሁትም because I have a job, I have things to do. And it's not fun. Why am I doing it if it's not fun, you know? ለመናደድ. And no? Yeah, they were like, we would rape women. You know, there's someone at work that I think is hot and እያሻፈደችኝ ነበር ስራ. I would rape her. And then people came out and they were like, oh my God, do we live amongst monsters? Shock. And here's my thing. That's my thing. I want this to be out there. I want this to, what do you mean? Balefo, we were talking about this live with my friend. Pause. Okay, I know exactly we were talking about this live with my friend Kia from TikTok. Hi Kia. And she was like, there was a Yohana Africa ghost, and I don't know exactly. እስር ቤት አምልጠው so like የወንዶችና የሴቶች እስር ቤት እንግዲህ አጠገብ ላጠገብ ነው እንደተረዳሁት, but it's not like the same, you know. So ከወንዶች እስር ቤት ሲያመልጡ እንደ ማንኛውም ማለት ስታስቡት እስረኛ ከሆናችሁና እስር ጊዜያችሁን ሳጨርሱ የማምለጥ እድል ካገኛችሁ የምታረጉት መቼም ትቶ መጥፋት ነው እንጂ እዛው ጋር ቆየት ብላችሁ እስኪ አሁን ምን ላድርግ ብላችሁ አታስቡም. You know what I mean? What these men did was they broke into the women's prison and they raped and killed them and burned them, ? I don't know, but I don't remember that part. But, and I'm not gonna go look at this and be like, you guys, yeah, they did burn them. And no, it's just like, if it's happening to children, if it's happening to old women, if it's happening to old men, because I don't know, Kasamachu, there was this guy, Ethiopia, who moved to the UK, and he was in his mid-30s or late 30s, and he raped a 60-year-old man in front of a church just so he could tick off all the sins. He was like, old man. I don't know if that part's necessarily more of a sin than a younger, I don't know. But the point is, my point, anyways, is if it's happening ahun ህግ ባለበት ሀገር morality ባለበት, you know what I mean? Like, አንደኛ, is it just, it's still going on. But anyways, my point is that it's still happening. We talk about how it's still happening. But everybody's like, oh my God, oh, that's so dramatic. It rarely happens. It rarely happens. It happens so rarely. You guys make it look like, anyways, I don't have brothers. I'm grateful for that at the very least. No? Anyways, yuck. Yeah, people acted like ህግ ሳይኖር የሚያደርገው ሰው ካለ ህግ እያለ የሚያደርግ ሰው ብዙ ካለ ህግ ሳይኖር ደግሞ በውስጡ ድሉን ባገኝ የሚል ሰው መኖሩ ምን ነው የሚደንቃቸው? I don't understand. ማለት like ባንክ ማንዘርፈው በብዛት አንደኛ ያው ስኪል ስለሌለን ሊሆን ይችላል አለ አይደለ? እኔ አሁን ሮጭ ያመልጣለሁ ብዬ አላስብም። so ምኑ እንደደነቀው አላውቅም። ህብረተሰቡ ብቻ እንደው ድራማ በዛ አላችኋለሁኝ። ጋምቤላ ውስጥ apparently there was some girls in a club, right? So they were dressed in club clothing. I don't know, ቁምጣ, maybe a crop top, whatever. ሲጀመር ጋምቤላ ሙቀት አይደል እንዴ? ከዛ ውጪ መልበስ የሚቻል ነገር አለ? ለምሽት ያላረጉም ነው? I don't understand. So these girls were in the club, ጋምቤላ ውስጥ, and I was going to say, I don't even know they had clubs, to be honest with you. But, you know, there's clubs everywhere. And they, yeah, so inappropriately በመልበስ ብለው they fined them. 5,000 ብር ተቀጡ ሴቶቹ። Yeah. እና እሱ ሙሴ ነው ሲያወራ ያየሁት። ያው ቲክቫ ላይ ነበር የነበረው ስገምት። ከዛ ላይ ነው የሚያገኘው ዜና በሙሉ ሁሌ። እውነት ይሁን አይሁን አላውቅም። እሱ ሲል ነው ያየሁት። ቲክቫ ላይም ቼክ አላረኩም። I just saw it because I think someone sent it to me. And yeah. Anyways, so he was saying ይሄ በጣም አሪፍ እንትን ነው እና እንዲያውም በየአዲስ አበባም እንደዚህ አይነት ነገር ቢጀመር አሪፍ ነበረ። honestly ቢጀምሩ በጣም ደስ ይለኛል እኔ። ከዛ we will stay in our homes. You know what I mean? It's so crazy to me because ክለብ የሚሄዱት ወንዶች ያበሻ ቀሚስና ነጠላ ወይንም ድሪያና ጀለቢያ ነው የሚባለው አይን የሚሸፍነው አይን ብቻ የሚያሳየው ነገር ወይንም ምናምን የሚያረግ ሴት ለማየት ነው የሚሄዱት. I don't understand. Also ምን አገባው? I don't understand. ማለት like ይሄ ማለት ምን ማለት ነው? እዛ ጋር ያቺን ልጅ እንደ ሙሉ መብት እንዳላት እና ለራሷ ሙሉ ውሳኔ መወሰን እንደምትችል አይነት ሰው አይደለም እየታየች ያለችው። ምክንያቱም ከዚህ በፊት እንደዛ አይነት ልብስ ማድረግ ህጋዊ እንዴ ነው? you know what I mean? ለምሳሌ ቤተክርስቲያን እንደዛ አርጋ ብትሄድ ላያስኬድ ይችላል፣ ወይንም መስጊድ እንደዛ አርጋ ብትሄድ ላያስኬድ ይችላል። ወይንም እሺ ይሁን ትምህርት ቤት እንደሱ ለብሰው ቢሄዱ ላያስኬድ ይችላል። ምክንያቱም environmentu ምናልባት ይወስነዋል መልበስ ያለባችሁ ነገር እንበል። ግን in a club you wore club appropriate clothing ተብሎ ለዛውም ጋምቤላ ውስጥ in a place that's very hot. And I don't think people wear ተሸፋፍነው ልብስ የሚለብሱ አይመስለኝም። አላውቅም እንግዲህ እኔ እስከዛሬ ካየኋቸው ነገሮች በሙሉ it's not like why would they wear, why, it's hot. And anyways, he was like, yeah, I feel like this is such a good step forward. And not anyways, if you have daughters, I don't know, swallow them. You know what I mean? Put them back. It's not looking good. It was looking okay-ish there for a second, but now things are going really, really back. Yeah. I have sisters. I'm a girl. You know, I have a lot of women friends. And a part of it, honestly, I blame ourselves. This is something that I will stand by. People are like, you don't have kids, you don't understand. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You don't raise your sons to see women as children, to see women as people. You don't raise them, you know what I mean? Because it's ridiculous to me. I was watching this video of this guy, Zari, it was on The Guardian, you know, the newspaper. And he was saying how he got kind of pulled into the red pill ምናምን ነገር community. And he said it's because, pause, ቲማቲም ልጠብ. So he was talking about how he fell into the red pill ምናምን community. And he was saying he just ማለት መጀመሪያ search ያደረገው, it was just like how to be, dating and women ነገር, how to be, you know what I mean? But like how to get a girl to like me አይነት ነገር search አድርጎ ነው. And then he fell down that pipeline when he was 19. And he said he got out when he was 23 because I don't know what he said actually was he was going through a breakup and he was talking to the girl and he cried, and Sialekas, she didn't react in a way that he was told she was going to react until like, in the channels and things like that. And he was saying how these things እንትን አይደሉም. አንደኛ, it's not a one size fits all, which I agree. There are women who think it's very unattractive when a man is emotional, when a man is communicative, when a man is open. I understand. ማለት like everybody has a preference. Is this right? No, because in these situations they're going to raise sons, and they're going to raise repressed sons, and then they're going to raise little terrorists. You know what I mean? That's not what we want. But at the end, what we should all try to remember is that everybody is different. But then what makes it hard for me to feel like everybody's different when it comes to men is that እንደዚህ አይነት ነገር ስታወሩላቸው ወይንም እንደዚህ አይነት ነገር አብራችሁ ስታዩ, your closest friends, well, I don't have brothers, but so I can't say your brothers because I don't know. But even your closest friends are like, they don't really see what you're saying. They don't really understand where you're coming from. ማለት ለነሱ it's just this እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮች feeling like you're not safe, feeling like you're not valued as a person ምናምን የሚለው ነገር, they think you're just paying attention, you're just focusing on things that are not relevant to you. You know what I mean? And now that makes me feel like, okay, so you think he's right? You know what I mean? Do I have to be in that situation to feel like, do I care about this? Should I not care about anybody else? Because zoro ነገሮች የሚጀምሩት እኮ it's not ከላይ አይደለም የሚጀምረው. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to start with me to feel like it's going to happen at some point. It starts from a point, you know? Yeah, we're like, they're banning abortion in the US. It doesn't matter. Women are dying. That lady who was dead, medically she was dead. She was, I guess, brain dead. Her body was also dead because they had to keep her on life support so she could give birth to the baby, but then it just was not feasible. I thought Rutkona, a black woman. I don't know her name. Sorry. So for us, መቼም ከሞተች ነው እንዴት ተደርጎ ነው ልጁ እስኪወለድ ድረስ መቆየት አለባት የሚለው ሐሳብ እንዴት ነው? ምክንያቱም ካሰባችሁት ዓለም ላይ ህዝብ አላነሰም. You know what I mean? Yeah, some countries are like, the birth rate, da. But the point is, does it make sense to keep a woman who is actually dead, to keep her alive so she could give birth to that child? It doesn't. So, yeah, that's in the US. Doesn't matter. Again, how long is it gonna be before it's not just in the US and it's also a part of our problem? Globalization ትላላችሁ. So yeah, if I only focus on the things that affect me, I would still be focused on the same thing, because why am I having to deal with these men? Yeah. ዛሬ አላለቀስኩ የሚገርማችሁ ሽንኩርት እየከተፍኩ. The rage is inside me, so ቃሪያ የለኝም. It's just gonna be ሽንኩርትና እንትን. So stay tuned for the progress. I made myself so upset. I mean, it's just ሽሮ ምጥን ሽሮ ስለሆነ የምጠቀመው. It's just ሽንኩርት and ነጭ ሽንኩርት and ክኖር, and that's የሙያ ጥግሱ ድረስ ስለሆነ yeah, that's it. ከዛ ሲፈላ ሽሮ እንመታለን. The timatim, that's my power bank, that's my other phone. ቲማቲሙ ሽንኩርት ማነው ስሙ ቃሪያ የለኝም እንዳልኳችሁ, because ቃሪያ ቶሎ ይበላሽብኛል. because ፍሪጅ አይሰራም እና I just don't want to buy it and መክሰር because you know ያን ያህል የሚያቃጥል ነገር ከፈለኩ ሚጥሚጣ አለኝ and ትንሽ የሽንኩርት ያደረኩት because I don't want my mouth to smell like garlic the whole day. Anyways, እንደምትመለከቱት that's my water jug. That's my little rug. That's my, what is that called? The thing you put the mic in. Yeah, and that's እንጀራ እዛ ውስጥ አለኝ. And that's my little timatim. Yeah. There we go. It's never that serious. ሽሮ መጣሁት ቀጣን ያለ ነው የሚሆነው because I'm just gonna let it መንተክተክ for a while. A while being like 15 minutes max. Yeah. Look at the nails. Ooh. Okay, so ይኸውና ሽሮ እና ቲማቲም and we have ደረቅ ብሏል እንጀራው በእውነቱ ከሆነ but it is what it is ሚጥሚጣ ጋር and that is lunch. Thank you for hanging out with me and hearing me vent. I don't know how much of that video made sense, but I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. It's a place of rage. Yeah. Okay, love you. Bye.